By your standards, do you think somebody that makes $1 billion a year should pay less in taxes than somebody making minimum wage? And that has nothing to do with morals? What the hell are you talking about?
Hey, so I was listening to all this, and I was thinking about the shutdown and everything. I was in church the other week for a wedding, and got me thinking about the moral right thing to do. And the Democrats are holding hungry people hostage.
How so?
I mean,
so?
Well, they're holding back the payments.
Whoa. They don't want to hold back the payments. What is in the big and beautiful bill? Do you know why they won't vote for this? Do you know why? Do you have any understanding why?
Are you kidding?
Yeah, tell me. Then don't laugh like Tucker Carlson. Let's have a serious conversation. Do you know what's in the big and beautiful bill, sir?
Yeah, they're trying not to give stuff to illegal.
No. First of all, it is illegal for somebody to get SNAP benefits that is an undocumented immigrant. We're not talking about ER. We're not talking about hospitals and people that are close to losing their lives. So I'm going to ask you the same question again because you got it wrong the first time. What is in the big and beautiful bill as far as food stamps and Medicaid? Do you know, sir?
They want to get money to people who need it.
Wrong. Okay, so I'm going to ask you now for a third time, and if you don't answer it, I will answer it for you because I'm guessing you don't know the answer. What are they doing to Medicaid and food stamps in the big and beautiful bill? Please answer the question, sir. This is now the third time.
Can you answer that?
I will answer it. I will answer it because it sounds like you have no idea what the hell you're talking about. So I will try to educate another MAGA, and maybe we can get somewhere, sir. Maybe we can. Billions of dollars taking away from food stamps. That means millions of people are going to lose their food stamps, okay? 20 million people, not undocumented immigrants, Americans, American citizens are going to lose their health care coverage. Major cuts, the biggest cuts to Medicaid and the biggest cuts to food stamps. The reason why the Democrats don't want to get to 60 votes is because they don't want to see that happen to ordinary, everyday, hardworking Americans. Now, what part of that I just said do you not understand?
Oh, I understand it. But
if you understand it, then you wouldn't have started the conversation, sir, by blaming the Democrats. So don't give me this nonsense that you understand it. If you understood it, you would be upset at Republicans. And by the way, now let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question, sir. The $5 billion slush fund that I'm sure you were completely unaware of because you sound very ill-informed with respect, sir. $5 billion that right now Donald Trump could put towards those that are going to be losing their food stamps tomorrow. 2 judges ruled not only is he allowed to use the funds, but he should use the funds. 2 federal judges ruled. My question to you, sir, is he doesn't need one Democrat to okay this. Why hasn't he done it? Answer that question, please, sir. Since you want to blame Democrats, why hasn't Donald Trump released those funds? Go.
Well, we have to look at this from a moral perspective.
Okay, let's look at it from a moral perspective. Donald Trump has the opportunity right now at the tap of a finger to allocate $5 billion in emergency funds to help those that might not be getting their food benefits tomorrow. So answer my question. Why isn't he doing it?
You have to make sure the due diligence is taken.
What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? He has to make sure.
We can't.
So why can't he do his due diligence, but make sure nobody loses their food stamps and allocate this money right now so that people aren't stressed and aren't suffering? Tell me why. Yeah, go ahead.
Because the taxpayer has the morality of the taxpayer.
Oh, you want to talk about taxes? Okay, let's talk about morals since you want to talk about taxes. Are you okay with the biggest tax cuts for the top 1% in American history? Tax cuts, $100 billion annually to the richest people in this country. Since you want to talk about morals, sir, are you okay with that? $100 billion a year to the biggest, richest people, the top 1%. Are you okay with that, but taking away food stamps since you want to talk about morals? What would you rather see, sir? Cutting Medicaid coverage and cutting food benefits, or giving $100 billion a year in tax cuts to the top 1%? What is more moral, since you wanted to use that word, sir? Go ahead.
Well, there's no link between taxation and morality.
Actually, there is, and you have absolutely no idea what you're talking about. So since there's no equation, and you didn't want to answer my question between taxes and morality, by your standards, do you think somebody that makes $1 billion a year should pay less in taxes than somebody making minimum wage, and that has nothing to do with morals? What the hell are you talking about?
So I was at a wedding.
I don't care. I don't care about what wedding you went to. That is irrelevant to this conversation. I'm going to ask you one more time and answer my question, or the conversation is over. You're the one who brought up morals, okay? What do you think is more morally sound in this country? Let's go with religion. Are you a religious person, sir? Do you believe in Jesus?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good. You believe in Jesus. That's all I needed to hear. Good. What do you think Jesus would rather say? Give $100 billion a year in tax cuts to the top 1% richest people in this country, or allocate that money to help people that are struggling, that are on food stamps? What would Jesus say, sir, since you call yourself a man who believes in Jesus? What do you think Jesus would say to that?
Well, there was no income tax at the time he was around.
Okay, I'm not asking you if there was an income tax. I'm asking you from a moral perspective. What do you think Jesus would say? You haven't answered any of my questions. You keep dodging them. Answer this one or the conversation is over. Because quite frankly, sir, you haven't said one intelligent thing in this entire phone call. What do you think Jesus would say? Give the biggest tax breaks to the top 1% and upwards of $100 billion a year, or millions of Americans losing their medical coverage that are struggling, and millions of Americans losing their food stamps that are poor and that are struggling? What do you think Jesus would do?
Georgie, the church.
All right, you're not a serious person. Get the hell off my show. You're an absolute buffoon, and you're not serious. I'm willing to have a serious conversation with people that are willing to have one. Have a nice day. It was very fun dog walking you, sir. That's the only point that I was trying to make on the Tim Pool show.
Hey, Brian, I watched the full Tim Pool episode, and I want to say, man, don't listen to these people. All right, you represented PTL on that show.
Mm-hmm. Well, I appreciate that. I mean, it starts with me representing myself, of course. I don't expect everybody to agree with me on everything or how I handle an interview, but those things I said on his show are things that I say on this show every day. And
exactly. What I mean by that is PTL parroting the left.
Okay, so tell me.
No argument.
Okay, so tell me. Okay, so tell me. Okay, so you're entitled to Tim. You're entitled to that opinion, and I'm not angry at you for that opinion. But let's go through it step by step. Give me a specific. Okay, good. Specific example of how I was destroyed in a specific argument. Go ahead. Give me a specific part of that 2-hour exchange. Give me an example.
Name the underlying crime.
Okay, so here's my response to that, and I'll give you the same response I gave him. Just because I don't know a lot about the case or can't name an underlying crime, the only point that I made, and now you could tell me if I'm wrong. Donald Trump is not only a liable sexual abuser, but a jury found Donald Trump guilty on 34 felony counts.
Right, that's the point you made.
Okay, so is that true?
Point.
Okay, no. Here's what it supports. A jury.
Do your research.
Do your research and don't interrupt me. I'm stating a fact. I don't have to do research to know, and you tell me where I'm wrong on this. Did a jury, the only point that I made, did a jury find Donald Trump guilty on 34 felony counts? I'm not asking you whether you agree with the outcome. I'm not even asking you if you think that they should have been felony counts or not. I'm not asking you your opinion on the merits of the case. I'm asking you a very direct question, which was the only point I was making on his show. So please don't be dog walked. I need you to listen. Please don't be dog walked. See, he doesn't want to have a conversation, but we'll try again. Let's try this question again. Hopefully he doesn't get dog walked. Sir, did a jury find Donald Trump guilty on 34 felony counts? Yes or no?
No.
Okay, well then you're an imbecile. Then you're an idiot. There's no point in me having a conversation with you. You sound even worse than Tim Pool. It doesn't matter. See, here's an example, sir. I think O.J. Simpson probably ended the life of Ronald Goldman and Nicole Brown. But if somebody asked me, was O.J. Simpson found guilty of double murder, I would say, I think he committed the murder, but no, he wasn't found guilty. Why, Brian? Because a jury of his peers found him not guilty. Is it hard for you to follow along with this stuff? You see, you don't have to know all the details of a case to know that Donald Trump was found guilty by a jury, sir. So you failed on that one and you were dog walked. Give me another example and let's move on now because you miserably failed on that one. Go ahead. I'll give you another shot at it, sir, because you seem like a really smart guy. So give me another example. Give me
talk for 2 seconds.
2 seconds. No, you're going to bring up another example now because you failed on that one. You made a claim. We're discussing it. You failed on that one because a newsflash, Donald Trump was found guilty, whether you agree with it or not, by a jury of his peers. So you failed on that one. Give me another example.
Don't
Give me another
I'll
example. Give me another example.
I'll make another claim.
Yeah, another stupid claim.
You also got dog walked on the E. Jean Carroll claim.
Really? How so?
You do
How
not
so?
know what you're talking about.
No, I know exactly what I'm talking about. How do I not know what I'm talking about?
To authority and use logical fallacy.
Okay, so let's talk about the E. Jean Carroll case. This was the point that I made on Tim Pool. Let's see if you could state your case, sir. So what I claimed was decades ago.
You can read I
need you to be quiet. Right? I need you to be quiet now, and I need you to pay attention. Okay. On the Tim Pool show, I made the case, and by the way, you don't have to make the case. He was found liable. He was found liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll. So I'll ask you the same question. Without going into the merits of the case, did a jury find Donald Trump liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll? Yes or no, sir?
I love how you asked that question without getting
answer it. Answer it. Okay, I'm going to ask it again. I'm going to ask it again because you don't want to answer it, but I'll ask it again. It's fine. Just like you gave me the wrong answer with the 34 felonies. We'll try this one more time. No need to get into the specifics of the case because we could disagree on the merits of the case or whether you think the jury got it wrong. That's a separate conversation. Let's try this one more time to my very special dog walking MAGA friend. And I'm enjoying dog walking you, sir, but I won't clean up your poo after, I promise. Okay. Neighbors might be upset. So let's try this one more time. Yes or no? Because I know you MAGA idiots out there have trouble answering yes or no, but let's try it one more time. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, sir. Was Donald Trump found by a jury of his peers liable for sexually abusing E. Jean Carroll? Yes or no?
Yes, but you get.
Thank you. Have a nice day. It was very fun dog walking you, sir. That's the only point that I was trying to make on the Tim Pool show. And it doesn't matter how much. And by the way, I do know what happened there. It was decades ago. Okay. She accused him of digitally penetrating her. Okay. There was more evidence that the jury saw that we saw. And a jury, as you just admitted, found him liable. That's the only point I was trying to make on the Tim Pool show. And I really, really enjoyed dog walking you, sir. I really, really enjoyed that. First of all, Donald Trump was convicted by a jury on 34 felony counts. The only point that I was trying to make, whether you agree with it or not, and the only other point that I was trying to make is Donald Trump is a liable sexual abuser. It wasn't whether you agree with the outcome or not. You see, we have a jury and a system put in place. That's the system that we have. You can dislike it. That doesn't mean anybody was dog walked because I don't have the information that the jury had. You're an idiot. I just dog walked you. Now go back into your little hole, and I hope your owner provides you with water and a biscuit. Holy smagoli. Charlie Kirk. I said the same about, hold on. No. I need you to listen. I need you to listen. I need you to listen. I'm still not done with my answer. You're interrupting me again.
Hey, I'm willing to have a great conversation if you don't hang up on me this time. I called in Wednesday.
If you're respectful and you answer my questions, then I'll gladly
Absolutely,
I appreciate that. I will gladly have a conversation with you. Go ahead, Thomas. What did you want to talk about?
Yeah, so you called me a fraud, but didn't let me explain because you hung up on me. And
okay, I'm not interested in your grievances of a call you made earlier in the week. We're going to stay on topic, and if you'd like to talk about,
but I'm disappointed in you.
Okay, I don't care if you're disappointed in me, and I don't care what your opinions are about me about Cenk. We're talking about healthcare. We're talking about food stamps, and it's not a free for all where any MAGA could just call into this show and bring up anything they want to bring.
Not MAGA, by the way.
Okay, I don't care what you are. Quite frankly, we're not talking about. We're not off topic. We're not off topic. If you want to remain on topic, Thomas,
but not Katie Miller.
Thomas. If you'd like to be on topic, I'm happy to have a respectful conversation with you.
Because of what you did on Wednesday.
Thomas,
now I want to call in
let's
today.
try this one more time, Thomas, okay? I'm happy to have a respectful conversation with you. Now, I understand you might call into right-wing podcasts or, shows that don't have any listeners, and it's a free-for-all, and they can talk about whatever they want to talk about. Is there anything that I've talked about on the show today, Thomas? And again, I'm happy to have a respectful conversation with you.
Okay, yes.
Okay,
You
thank you.
actually are giving credit to Marge Green
and Lauren Boebert, aren't you? It's exactly what you criticized Cenk for doing with Trump. How dare you? You are a disguised MAGA, sir.
Okay, so tell me what you're talking about. I don't know why you would say I'm a disguised MAGA. Once in a while, I think,
that's your
sir,
on what you on Cenk
sir, once in a while, sir, I'm trying, sir,
because you don't know how to say his name, and yet
sir,
you say,
I'm
I don't
trying,
know anything about him.
sir, I'm trying to explain something to you. Just because once in a while I might agree with somebody on the right doesn't mean
it's okay when you do it,
sir.
So you're like Donald Trump.
Sir. I've agreed with some things that very few things, but some things that Donald Trump has done, I agree with. It doesn't mean I'm MAGA just because once in a while I agree with somebody. Do you see? Is that hard for you? Is that hard for you to follow, Thomas? Is that hard for you to follow? Does that make sense?
No, it's not. I actually get it 100%, but it's hard for you to follow when it comes to Cenk Uygur.
There you go again, going off topic again. Sir, you're very exhausting.
Yeah, it's off
you're
topic.
very
exhausting. Talk about it.
What is it about Cenk that you felt the need to call back into the show?
You talked crap about him like almost a year ago, and you said he's pathetic for.
I don't agree with Cenk. Yeah, I don't agree with Cenk.
Charlie Kirk.
Sure, I don't agree with Cenk most of the time.
It's okay for you to sit right next to Tim Pool, the known Russian asset.
Sure. So I will gladly respond to that. First of all, I did not criticize Cenk for getting into a debate with Tim Pool. On multiple occasions, are you going to let me finish my statement? Shut up.
Yeah.
You don't interrupt me. You don't interrupt me. Thank you. It's my show, not yours.
I got you.
Thank you. You said you wanted respect, so show me the same. So you said that I've criticized Cenk for talking to Tim Pool. Is that what you just said?
No, talking to Charlie Kirk.
You said I've criticized. Okay, not true. I've never criticized Cenk.
You did, yes.
No, never have. Listen, I'm not going to.
He's pathetic because he sat next to Charlie Kirk. Because Charlie Kirk said, well,
wrong. Here's what I criticized him for. Are you ready? People like you, it's very difficult sometimes for you to follow. I don't attack anybody for having a debate with somebody. What I do is say they're not tough enough on them. I thought that Cenk was not tough enough on Charlie Kirk. I said the same about. Hold on. No. I need you to listen. I need you to listen. I need you to listen. I'm still not done with my answer. You're interrupting me again.
Why is it okay?
You miscarry. I need you to be quiet, and then I will let you talk after. If you want a respectful conversation, you do not interrupt me. You made a claim that was not true. I never criticized Cenk for having or sitting next to Charlie Kirk. You know why? I was supposed to be sitting next to Charlie Kirk in December in Phoenix. I've never criticized anybody. In fact, I've said the opposite, that people should go into the lion's den and debate. That was never my criticism of Cenk, and there's nobody that listens to this show that would agree with you. You're just making stuff up. What I did criticize Cenk for, which you seem to struggle to understand, so I'll try to explain it to you again, is that I thought Cenk was too easy on him. There is a big difference between criticizing somebody for having a debate and criticizing somebody for not being too tough. I did the same thing with Gavin Newsom. Gavin Newsom was too nice with Charlie Kirk. I didn't criticize, and by the way, I said this on the show 100 times. I didn't criticize Gavin Newsom for having a debate with Charlie Kirk. I thought it was great that he was willing to do that. I criticized him for being too nice and not fighting for what he believes in. Now, I'm glad I was able to clear that up for you. Would you like to give me anything else or another example? Because you were wrong on that one as well.
Why is it okay for you to call Cenk an anti-Semite right after our phone call, but you pretend to be mad
when did I call Cenk? When did I call Cenk an anti-Semite? I did that yesterday.
Right after you hung up on me, you
said
not true. Cenk is an anti-Semite.
Never said that. You're a liar. Never said that. You're a liar. Yeah. I think you should. I think you.
Go ahead and watch it again.
Okay, so everything you've said now is totally misrepresenting and lying about things I've said. I've never called Cenk an anti-Semite. In fact,
you literally did.
Are you going to be quiet because you don't listen and you make things up? I own this on the show. About a year ago, I called Mehdi Hassan an anti-Semite. And in the last 6 months, I said, you know what? I was wrong. I don't think Mehdi Hassan is an anti-Semite. And I actually think he's right on a lot of things that he says about Israel. Not only are you conflating the two. I never said Cenk was an anti-Semite. I think he's very anti-Israel, but I never said that Cenk is an anti-Semite. And I was wrong about Mehdi Hassan. You obviously have no idea what you're talking about. I'd love to have a conversation with you of substance, but when you, all right, sir, you have no idea what you're talking about. You're wasting my time. I don't mind having conversations with people that I disagree with. But when you have somebody that calls into this show that literally has absolutely no idea what he's talking about, he makes things up about you. I never have said that Cenk is an anti-Semite. I said he's very anti-Israel. He might say things at times that some people might construe as anti-Semitic. I don't think Cenk is anti-Semitic. In fact, I texted him yesterday. I said, congratulations on what you did to Katie. I thought he did a great job. I texted him yesterday. I don't have, great relationships with people that I think are anti-Semitic. So it's just a completely ridiculous statement. You're literally wrong on every single one of your opinions that you brought to the show. But thank you for proving once again what a buffoon you are. I appreciate that.